What if I told you that some of Earth's greatest survivors are still alive? Right now, creatures that walked before the dinosaurs, swam through mass extinctions, and endured cataclysms that reshaped the planet. These aren't myths. These are real animals, living fossils, who've defied evolution, disaster, and time itself. In this countdown, we're diving into the top 10 ancient beasts that have survived everything. From blue-blooded crabs and time-traveling shrimp to a creature that may have cracked the code to immortality. Stay until the very end, because the number one survivor has outlived empires, frozen in time, waiting for the rain to fall again. In the damp underworld of forest floors, hidden beneath rotting logs and leaf litter, slinks a creature as old as time itself, the velvet worm. With stubby legs, soft velvet-like skin, and a slow, deliberate crawl, it looks unassuming until it strikes. When prey is near, the velvet worm unleashes two streams of adhesive slime from nozzles near its head, gluing its target to the spot in milliseconds. This prehistoric creature has been perfecting its glue attack for over 500 million years, surviving 5 mass extinctions. Unlike many predators, the velvet worm doesn't need speed. It relies on surprise and accuracy. Its hydrostatic skeleton helps it squeeze into tight, safe spaces underground, where it avoids predators and harsh environments. As climates changed and empires of creatures rose and fell, this invertebrate quietly endured by doing what it does best, staying out of sight and weaponizing slime. Today, it remains almost unchanged, a living relic of Earth's early evolutionary experiments. Beneath the ocean waves and coral crevices and sandy sea floors lurks one of evolution's strangest survivors, the bristle worm. These segmented marine worms come in vibrant colors, some glowing, some armored, some venomous. But no matter the species, they all trace their lineage back more than 500 million years to the Cambrian explosion, when complex life first exploded onto the scene. Bristle worms have adapted to nearly every marine environment on Earth, from shallow reefs to the boiling waters of hydrothermal vents. Some have jaws like pincers, others use bioluminescence to lure prey or ward off predators. They regenerate lost parts, burrow for safety, and feed on anything from algae to dead fish. That sheer adaptability is what's allowed them to survive catastrophic events that wiped out larger, more complex animals. Though often overlooked, bristle worms are ecosystem engineers, cleaning up debris and aerating ocean sediments. And in their glowing, wriggling forms, they carry the wisdom and weirdness of 500 million years of survival. Glide silently into a dark cave, and you may catch a glimpse of a horseshoe bat, its strange, leaf-shaped nose pulsing as it emits a sound too high for human ears to hear. This bizarre facial feature isn't just for show. It's the center of a sonar system so advanced, it inspired modern radar technology, and it's been working perfectly for over 55 million years. These bats evolved early in the mammal story, when Earth was recovering from the asteroid that ended the reign of dinosaurs. While other species adapted with brute force or speed, horseshoe bats honed echolocation, mapping the night with sound. They sleep deep in caves by day and emerge at dusk to hunt insects with pinpoint accuracy. They've outlasted countless climate shifts by staying underground and sticking to the shadows. In a world full of noise and chaos, horseshoe bats remind us that survival sometimes means staying quiet and hearing what others cannot. No jaws, no bones, and a face that looks like a medieval torture device. Meet the lamprey, an ancient aquatic vampire that predates the dinosaurs, the trees, and even most vertebrates. With a circular toothed mouth like a suction cup and a tongue that rasps through flesh, the lamprey attaches to fish and feeds on their blood and body fluids, without ever killing the host. They've been doing this for over 360 million years. How? By mastering simplicity. Lampreys begin life as blind, mud-dwelling larvae before transforming into their adult parasitic form. They tolerate both fresh and salt water, migrate across continents via rivers, and lay thousands of eggs with minimal parental care. Despite their gruesome appearance, lampreys are evolutionary gold, living examples of how early vertebrates looked and functioned. Today, some species are endangered, while others thrive, even invading ecosystems where they don't belong. Whether hated or studied, one thing is clear: the lamprey isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Spiraling through the deep like an alien spacecraft, the Nautilus is one of nature's most elegant time travelers. With its mesmerizing shell coiled into a perfect golden ratio, this cephalopod hasn't changed much in over 500 million years. That's before the first land plants, before vertebrates, and long before dinosaurs took their first steps. The Nautilus's secret weapon is its shell, a chambered marvel that allows it to control its buoyancy like a submarine. By adjusting gas and fluid inside the chambers, it rises and sinks without wasting energy. Unlike its squid and octopus cousins, the Nautilus is slow, cautious, and armored. An ancient strategy that has outlived more active predators. But today, this creature of the depths is in danger. Not from extinction events, but from shell collectors and deep-sea overfishing. Once common in Indo-Pacific waters, it's now a conservation concern. We may be running out of time to protect this living fossil before it's gone. Frozen in time, silent beneath the water's surface, then, snap. Crocodilians are nature's waiting game. They've been perfecting the art of ambush for over 200 million years, surviving mass extinctions that wiped out the dinosaurs they once shared the earth with. Their bodies are built for survival. Thick, armored skin, cold-blooded efficiency, and a jaw bite stronger than any other living animal. Some can slow their heart to just 2 beats per minute, allowing them to stay submerged and undetected for hours. They can go weeks without eating, and their immune systems are unusually resistant to infection. When the asteroid hit 66 million years ago, it was these traits, efficiency, patience, and resilience, that allowed them to outlast the chaos. Today, crocodiles and alligators still dominate rivers and wetlands from Florida to Australia. Living fossils, apex predators, and silent shadows of a prehistoric world that never really ended. In the vast and mysterious oceans, a tiny jellyfish may hold the answer to one of humanity's oldest questions. Can we live forever? Measuring just a few millimeters wide, Turritopsis dohrnii looks unremarkable, but this translucent marvel has a biological superpower no other known animal possesses. When faced with injury, starvation, or environmental stress, this jellyfish doesn't die. It reverts back to its juvenile form, essentially starting its life cycle over. This process, called transdifferentiation, allows it to reassign its cells into entirely new roles. A muscle cell can become a nerve cell. An old jellyfish becomes young again. It's been doing this quietly for millions of years, surviving climate changes and ocean shifts by simply refusing to grow old. While predators and disease still threaten its life, In theory, it could live indefinitely. Today, scientists study this creature for insights into regeneration and aging. And while it may not conquer death entirely, it has already redefined what survival can look like in the natural world. Walk along the sandy shores of the Atlantic, and you might spot what looks like a rusted helmet crawling out of the sea. This is the horseshoe crab, a creature that has barely changed in over 450 million years. Older than the dinosaurs, older than trees, older even than the continents as we know them. Its design is simple yet effective. A hard armored shell, a spiky tail for flipping over, and blue blood that contains Limulus amebicite lysate, a compound so sensitive to bacterial toxins that it's used to test the safety of every vaccine and surgical implant we use today. The horseshoe crab's survival isn't about speed or strength. It's about tolerance and timing. It can live in low oxygen waters, survive wide temperature swings, and reproduce in enormous numbers. It laid eggs while trilobites roamed the sea. And it still does, right on schedule, every spring. We depend on it for modern medicine, but overharvesting and habitat loss now threaten this ancient ally. Its future, ironically, may depend on our willingness to evolve. Smaller than a grain of sand, and yet tougher than most life on Earth. Meet the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. It has no bones, no lungs, and no blood. But what it lacks in complexity, it makes up for in sheer resilience. Tardigrades have survived every mass extinction for the past 500 million years, and they're not stopping anytime soon. How? Through a superpower called cryptobiosis. When faced with dehydration, radiation, freezing, or even the vacuum of space, tardigrades dry up, curl into a tiny ball, and shut down their metabolism completely. They can remain in this suspended state for decades, then spring back to life when conditions improve. They've been found in the deep sea, atop Himalayan peaks, inside active volcanoes, and even revived from space missions. Wherever life can exist, even barely, tardigrades are there, quietly holding the title of Earth's most indestructible creature. They may not look like much, but they've mastered the one thing no other species has: complete survival in a hostile universe. Crack open a puddle in a dusty field, and you might discover a living relic from Earth's ancient past. The Triops, often called a dinosaur shrimp, is a small crustacean with a horseshoe-shaped shell and 3 beady eyes. But don't let its size fool you. This creature has remained almost unchanged for over 300 million years. Triops are masters of time travel. During droughts, they lay tiny, desiccation-resistant eggs that can survive for decades without water. When rain returns, sometimes after 20, even 50 years, the eggs hatch, and the ancient shrimp scuttles back to life as if no time has passed. In essence, they skip through history, waiting for the right moment to reappear. This evolutionary trick has allowed them to outlive ice ages, asteroid impacts, and rising continents. They grow fast, breed fast, and vanish without a trace, only to return when nature gives them another chance. These tiny creatures are nature's backup plan, and as long as rain still falls on Earth, the Triops will continue their prehistoric cycle. Across billions of years, extinction has claimed over 99% of all life that ever existed. Yet these 10 creatures made it through, unchanged, unbothered, and often unnoticed. Some paused their lives, some rewound their age, Others hid in depths where time moved more slowly. Each one carried its own formula for endurance. Their resilience stems from diversity, deep refuges, and slow life histories. They remind us that survival doesn't always favor the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest, but the most adaptable. Protecting those same things locally, clean waterways, habitat for pollinators, healthy shorelines, supports resilience in our own gardens and communities. Which one shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments, and if you love nature's untold stories, prehistoric wonders, and the wild side of science, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell. And don't forget to watch another video, The 9 Weirdest Animal Senses, where we explore the fascinating world of animal sensory abilities that far exceed human capabilities. Thanks for watching, and here's to the survivors.